So I was talking to a friend of mine lately, and we hit a very interesting topic of a conversation, and I just want to say that I love this kind of talks that like make you think about things that you wouldn't normally think about. And I really value the fact that I have friends who I can discuss such stuff with. So we were talking about how we see our ideal lives, and if there even is such thing as an ideal life, and how some achievements can make us happy and some cannot, and all that. And so I wanted to bring up this topic because I learned so much from you guys, and I wanted to start a conversation and hear about your experience with it and your point of view, and maybe you will contribute to my understanding of the issue, which would be really cool. So I was talking to this friend, and he came up with an idea that no matter how much you achieve, you kind of lose the excitement of the first times when you got something that you really wanted, and you kind of become tolerant to excitement and happiness, and that no matter how much money you're making, or no matter how much fame you have, or whatever your goals in life are, it doesn't make you happy in the end. And I came to this understanding a little while ago, and I think that I stopped having the pictures of my ideal life, which I know can sound really weird because it sounds like I don't have any goals, which is not true, because I have some short-term goals like 1 or 2 years, but I don't really know what I want my life to look like in 10 years or like 20 years, because it changes so much, and every month or like every week I have a new interest or I have a new contribution. And so if I will make a picture of what I want my life to be in 10 years, and it will not be the way that I want it to be, maybe it will be even better, but I still will feel disappointed because it will not be the way that I imagined it. And it fits very well into my theory of having no expectations, which I discussed a couple of weeks ago. So what I think the picture of an ideal life is for me is not having conditions to being happy. So no matter what happens to you, or no matter what you earn or what you have in your life, finding this inner place of peace and happiness for me is kind of the goal that I'm striving to achieve, because I know how disappointing it can be to get something that you really wanted and then understand that it only makes you happy for a moment. And being raised in a society where appearances are valued very much, or success, or the image of a perfect family, or getting married at a certain age is kind of what is expected from you, and you are pressured into following these steps. I think that it of course influenced me, and I still have this ideas of what a perfect life should be, but I think that I spent the majority of my conscious life trying to escape these limitations, because I think that everybody is entitled to live the life that they want to live. And if, for example, having a family is not in your picture, or is not what makes you happy, it doesn't mean that you have to force yourself into having children that you don't really want at the moment, for example, because you might want them 5 years later, or getting married to a person that you don't really feel comfortable with just because everybody else is doing it, or having a steady job just because financial stability is something that is considered good in our society. I don't think that any of these things can make you really happy, because mostly it's not what you want, it's what other people perceive the ideal life to be, and maybe it doesn't even correspond to your inner needs. I truly believe that our purpose here on earth is to get rid of this conditioning and free our minds to understand that happiness doesn't depend on external things, and that achieving goals is all good, but I think that it's much easier to get whatever you want when your happiness doesn't depend on something. And it aligns very well with the law of attraction and all this new mindfulness, because I think that as a society we reached a point where our basic needs are fulfilled, and now we have a lot of depression and mental health issues because we don't have to care about what we eat today, or having a roof over our head, or defending our lives, or having like life-threatening diseases killing half of the population like they had in like 13th or 15th century. And so now we have a lot of time to think about what our purpose is and what is life all about and why we are here and like all this kind of stuff. And it makes us depressed because we don't have the answers to that. And when we understand that not any amount of money or fame or influence or whatever it is can make us happy, it can lead to depression, and it can lead to a lot of mental health issues because we just don't understand why, like what the point is to carry on and, you know, keep on going. But I think that if we find it in ourselves to look deep inside and find the source of happiness that is already there, because every one of us has it inside of us. We were happy as children, most of us at least. When we were born, we didn't need anything to feel happy. We just needed to feel loved and cared for from our parents. And if you were raised in a good functional family, then you probably got it, and this was all that you needed. You didn't care about like having the newest toy or the last model of the phone or anything like that. You just wanted to be loved and taken care of. And I think that this is basically what we all need to feel. But when we grow up, this love that we crave, I think that we are the people who should love ourselves first. And if we don't get this amount of love from ourselves, we will start looking for it in external places like food or promiscuity, overachieving, being a workaholic, buying expensive cars and clothes and trying to be pretty because we find our value in that. But when we find out that we are beautiful and happy and wonderful the way that we are, I think that it's so liberating, and it doesn't make us crave these things for all the wrong reasons. And if we want to make a positive impact on this world, we may want to become more influential or more famous or raise our voice to help other people achieve the same level of understanding, but it doesn't come from a place of neediness and a place of emptiness and wanting to fill this emptiness with something. I don't know if it makes any sense what I'm saying right now, but I think that kind of this is what I understood during the last year of my life, and I'm really happy that I stepped on the journey of finding this inner peace and consciousness. And another thing that I noticed is that I am a very happy person, like in my regular life. So when I am just going around doing my business and running errands, I am generally very happy, and I can find joy in very simple things like pretty skies or a bird that I see and I have never seen before, or like just watching, I don't know, animal pictures on Instagram. But when I meditate or sleep, I think that this is when our minds are the most vulnerable, and this is when our subconscious comes to surface. And this is the moments when I get panic attacks or anxiety, or my heart starts racing really much, or I wake up and I feel very unsettled, and sometimes I do have nightmares. And I think that it is a way of my subconscious showing me that I'm not there yet. I still have a lot to work on, and I still have a lot of things that are going on that I don't even know about. And honestly, when I know how to fix this and get inside and solve all of these issues, I will definitely tell you. For now, I do not know, but what I try to do is to not run away from it, but non-judgmentally observe these feelings and think and contemplate about like what is happening and why I feel this way and all that. And the last thing that I wanted to say is that I'm now taking a course on mindfulness, and there are some very interesting things in there, and I could share them with you if you would be interested. So when I finish, hopefully next week, I will be able to share the information that I learned and make like a short summary of this course for you guys. So if you are interested, then please let me know. And also please let me know what does your ideal life look like, and do you have this kind of thoughts, and what do you think our purpose here is? I know that there are big questions, but maybe you have some ideas about it, or maybe you can share some talks about it, because I was really interested to hear some of the talks that I've listened to lately. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Be nice humans and have a nice week.